Welcome to the start of your journey. Today, we are going to talk about becoming a software developer. You might hear people call them programmers or coders. These are all people who build things with computers. Think about the apps on your phone, like social media or a game you love to play. A software developer wrote the instructions called code that make those apps work. They are the architects and builders of the digital world we use every single day. Without them, our phones, laptops, and even our cars would not be as smart or useful as they are today. So, what does a software developer really do? Their main job is to solve problems using code. A company might want a new website to sell its products. A developer will write the code to create that website. Maybe a hospital needs a better way to keep track of patient information. A developer will build a software program to help them do that. They write instructions in a special language that a computer can understand. This job is very creative. It is like being given a box of digital Lego bricks and being asked to build something amazing and helpful. This job is incredibly important in our modern world. Technology is everywhere, and it is always changing and growing. We need more people who can build and maintain the software that runs our lives. From the programs that help scientists study diseases, to the games that bring us joy, software is at the heart of it all. By becoming a software developer, you are not just getting a job. You are gaining the power to create things, solve interesting puzzles, and make a real impact on the world around you. It is a skill that is valuable now and will be even more valuable in the future. The best part about this field is that anyone can learn it. You do not need a special background or a fancy degree to start. Many successful developers taught themselves how to code. They started just like you, with an interest and a desire to learn. This guide is your roadmap. It will show you the steps to take, the skills to learn, and the path to follow. It is a journey that takes time and effort, but it is a journey that is open to everyone. If you are curious and ready to build, you have already taken the most important first step. To become a software developer, you need a set of tools and skills. Think of it like a carpenter building a house. A carpenter needs a hammer, a saw, and the knowledge of how to use them. For a software developer, the main tool is a programming language. A programming language is a way to give instructions to a computer. There are many different languages like Python, JavaScript, and Java. Each one is good for different types of tasks. You do not need to learn all of them. You just need to start with one and learn it well. Besides a programming language, another key skill is problem solving. This is maybe the most important skill of all. Software development is all about finding solutions to problems. You will spend a lot of your time thinking like a detective. You will look at a big problem and break it down into smaller, easier pieces. Then you will solve each small piece one by one. This way of thinking is something you can learn and practice, and it will help you in all parts of your life. You will also need to learn how to use some specific software tools. One of the most important is a code editor. This is a program where you will write your code. Think of it like Microsoft Word, but for programming languages. It helps you by coloring your code to make it easier to read, and by showing you if you make a mistake. Another important tool is called Git. Git helps you keep track of all the changes you make to your code. It is like a time machine for your project, so you can go back to an older version if something goes wrong. Finally, a very important skill is the ability to keep learning. The world of technology changes very fast. New programming languages, tools, and ideas appear all the time. A good developer is always a student. You must be curious and enjoy learning new things. You will read articles, watch videos, and take courses to keep your skills up to date. This might sound difficult, but it is also what makes the job exciting. You will never be bored because there is always something new and interesting to discover and master on your journey. Starting your journey into software development can feel big, but we can make it simple. The first step is to choose a path. Software development is a large field with many different kinds of jobs. For example, some developers build websites. They are called web developers. Others build apps for phones. They are called mobile developers. There are also developers who work on games or on the complex systems that businesses use. Think about what sounds most interesting to you. Do you enjoy using websites and want to know how they are made? Maybe web development is a good place to start for you. Once you have an idea of a path, you can choose your first programming language. For beginners, it is best to choose a language that is popular and easy to learn. Let's look at two great options. The first is Python. Python is famous for having a simple and clean style. The code looks a lot like plain English, which makes it easier for new learners to understand. Python is used for many things, including web development, data science, and automation. It is a very powerful and versatile language, so learning it opens up many different job opportunities for your future. Another excellent choice for a first language is JavaScript. If you are interested in building websites, JavaScript is essential. Every modern, interactive website you use is built with JavaScript. It is the language that runs directly in your web browser. This means you can start writing code and see your results immediately, right on a web page. You can make buttons that work, create animations, and build fun, interactive experiences. JavaScript is also used to build the behind-the-scenes part of websites called the backend, which makes it a very useful language to know. Don't spend too much time worrying about which language is the perfect one to start with. The most important thing is to just pick one and begin learning. The skills you learn with your first language will make it much easier to learn a second or third language later. The core ideas of programming are the same across all languages. Think of it like learning to play the piano. Once you know how to play the piano, learning to play the organ is much easier. So, choose either Python or JavaScript, find a good learning resource, and take your very first step into the world of coding. Now that you have chosen a language, you need to find a place to learn it. The good news is that there are many amazing resources online, and many of them are free. You do not need to go to a university to learn how to code. You can learn everything you need right from your own computer. One of the best places to start is with websites that offer interactive coding courses. These websites teach you a concept and then immediately give you a small exercise to practice what you have learned. This hands-on approach is very effective for building your skills. Some of the most popular and helpful websites are Free Code Camp, the Odin Project, and Code Academy. Free Code Camp is completely free and has a full curriculum that can take you from a complete beginner to a job-ready developer. It focuses on web development, teaching you HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The Odin Project is another fantastic free resource that gives you a clear path to follow for becoming a web developer. Code Academy offers many free introductory courses, with an option to pay for more advanced content. Video tutorials are another powerful way to learn. Sometimes, watching someone else code and explain their thinking can make complex ideas much easier to understand. YouTube is a goldmine for learning how to program. There are thousands of channels dedicated to teaching coding for free. You can find tutorials on any topic you can imagine, from a 10-minute video on a specific concept to a 10-hour course that teaches you an entire programming language. Look for popular channels that have good reviews and clear explanations. Watching videos can be a great supplement to your interactive course learning. Finally, do not forget about reading. While videos and interactive courses are great, reading documentation and articles is a skill all developers need. Every programming language and tool has official documentation. This is the official guide that explains how everything works. At first, it might seem difficult to read, but learning to use it is very important. There are also many blogs and websites where experienced developers share their knowledge. Reading these can teach you new tricks and better ways of doing things. Combining all these resources, interactive courses, videos, and reading, will give you a well-rounded and strong foundation in programming. Learning about programming is one thing, but actually writing code is how you truly get better. You must practice every day, even if it is just for a little while. Think of it like learning a musical instrument or a new sport. You would not expect to be great after just one lesson. You have to practice consistently. When you are starting out, this practice can be very simple. After you learn a new concept, like a loop or an if statement, immediately try to write some code using it. Make up a small challenge for yourself. Can you write a loop that prints the numbers from 1 to 10? A great way to get this daily practice is by using coding challenge websites. Sites like Code Wars, LeetCode, or HackerRank offer thousands of small programming problems for you to solve. These problems are often called kata or challenges. They start very easy and slowly get harder as your skills improve. Doing 1 or 2 of these challenges every day is like taking your brain to the gym. It strengthens your problem-solving muscles and helps you become faster and more confident in writing code. It also helps the programming language's syntax become second nature to you. As you become more comfortable with the basics, you should start thinking about building very small projects. These are not big, complex applications yet. They are simple programs that you can finish in a few hours or a day. For example, if you are learning web development, you could try to build a simple personal web page about your favorite hobby. If you are learning Python, you could build a simple calculator or a program that tells you a random joke. These small projects are incredibly important because they teach you how to connect all the different pieces you have learned into something that works. Do not be afraid to make mistakes during your practice. In fact, you will make many mistakes, and that is a good thing. Every developer, no matter how experienced, makes mistakes. We call them bugs. A huge part of programming is learning how to find and fix these bugs. This process is called debugging. When your code does not work, do not get frustrated. See it as a puzzle. Try to understand why it is not working. Read the error messages. This process of finding and fixing errors is one of the most valuable skills you will learn. Practice, make mistakes, and learn from them. After you have practiced with small exercises and tiny projects, it is time for a bigger step. It is time to build your first real project. This should be something that you are personally interested in. When you work on a project you care about, you will be more motivated to finish it, even when it gets difficult. Think about a problem you have in your own life, or a tool that you wish existed. Could you build a simple version of it? For example, maybe you want a website to keep track of the books you have read, or an app that helps you decide what to cook for dinner. Start with a very simple idea for your project. It is easy to get too ambitious and plan a project that is too big. A common mistake for beginners is to try to build the next Facebook. Instead, you should aim for something small and achievable. This is called a minimum viable product, or MVP. What is the absolute simplest version of your idea that still works? For a book tracking website, the MVP might just be a page where you can type in a book title and author and add it to a list. You can always add more features later, like ratings or cover images. When you build your project, you will get stuck. This is guaranteed. You will not know how to build a certain feature, or you will run into a bug you cannot solve. This is a normal part of the development process. When this happens, you need to know how to find answers. The most important skill here is learning how to use search engines like Google effectively. Try to describe your problem clearly. For example, instead of searching for "my code doesn't work," search for the exact error message you see. You will find websites like Stack Overflow, where other developers have asked and answered millions of questions. Finishing your first project is a huge accomplishment. It does not matter if it is perfect or if anyone else uses it. The purpose of this first project is to learn. By building it, you will have gone through the entire process of creating software, from idea to a working product. You will have learned how to plan, how to solve problems you have never seen before, and how to stick with something difficult. This experience is incredibly valuable. It proves to yourself and to future employers that you can not only learn about code but also use it to build something real. Once you have built a few projects, you need a place to show them off. This is what a portfolio is for. A portfolio is a personal website that tells people who you are, what skills you have, and what you have built. It is like an art student's collection of their best paintings. For a software developer, your portfolio is the most important part of your job application. It is more important than your resume or a cover letter because it provides direct proof of your abilities. It allows people to see your work and understand what you can do. Your portfolio website does not need to be fancy or complicated. In fact, a simple, clean, and professional design is best. It should have a few key sections. First, an About Me section where you introduce yourself and talk about your passion for technology and problem solving. Second, a skills section where you list the programming languages and tools you know. Third, and most importantly, a project section. This is where you will showcase the projects you have built. For each project, include a name, a short description, and a picture or screenshot. For each project in your portfolio, you should provide 2 links. The first link should be to the live working project itself. An employer wants to click a link and see your application running. The second link should be to the code for the project. The best place to store your code is on a website called GitHub. GitHub is a place where developers can store their code, share it, and collaborate with others. By providing a link to your GitHub repository, you allow employers to look at your actual code. They can see how you write code, how you structure your projects, and how you solve problems. Building your portfolio is itself a great project. You will use the web development skills you have learned, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, to create your own personal space on the internet. Keep your portfolio updated. As you learn new skills and build new, more impressive projects, add them to your site. Your portfolio is a living document that grows with you on your journey. It tells your story as a developer and is your single best tool for making a strong first impression and opening the door to job opportunities. With a solid portfolio in hand, you are ready to start looking for your first job or internship. Finding that first role can be challenging, but it is absolutely possible. The first place to look is on online job boards. Websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, and other tech-specific job sites post thousands of new developer positions every day. Create a professional profile on these sites. Your profile should be similar to your portfolio, highlighting your skills and linking to your projects. Use keywords like junior developer, entry-level software engineer, or web developer intern in your searches. When you apply for jobs, do not just send the same resume to every company. Take some time to customize your application. Read the job description carefully. What skills are they looking for? In your cover letter or email, mention how your skills and projects match what they need. For example, if the company is looking for someone with JavaScript experience, talk about the JavaScript project you are most proud of. This shows that you have read their posting and are genuinely interested in their company. A personalized application stands out much more than a generic one. Networking is another powerful way to find a job. Networking just means talking to people who work in the industry. You can do this online on platforms like LinkedIn or Twitter. Follow developers and companies you admire. You can also attend local tech meetups or events in your city. These are gatherings where developers come to learn and to meet each other. Do not be shy. Introduce yourself, say you are learning to code, and ask people about their work. You are not asking for a job directly, you are building relationships and learning from others. Often, opportunities come from the people you know. The job interview process for a developer usually involves a technical interview. This means they will ask you to solve a coding problem, often on a whiteboard or a computer. This can be scary, but you can prepare for it. Use the coding challenge websites we talked about earlier to practice. The goal of the interview is not just to see if you can get the right answer. The interviewer also wants to see how you think. Talk through your process out loud. Explain how you are trying to solve the problem. Even if you don't find the perfect solution, showing that you have a good problem-solving process is very impressive. You have now seen the entire roadmap, from writing your first line of code to landing your first job. This is a journey that requires dedication and perseverance, but it is a path that is open to anyone with the curiosity to learn. The world of software development is not a secret club for geniuses. It is a community of builders and problem solvers from all backgrounds, and there is a place in it for you. Remember that every expert was once a beginner. Every senior developer once struggled with the same concepts you are learning now. Be patient and kind to yourself as you learn. The future of software development is bright and full of opportunity. Technology is becoming more integrated into every aspect of our lives, and the demand for people who can create and manage that technology will only continue to grow. By learning to code, you are not just learning a skill for one job, you are learning a new kind of literacy for the 21st century. The ability to understand and build with technology will give you a superpower that you can use to build a great career, start your own business, or create solutions to problems you care about deeply. Your journey does not end when you get your first job. In many ways, it is just the beginning. As a professional developer, you will continue to learn every single day. You will work on bigger and more complex projects. You will collaborate with other talented people, and you will continue to sharpen your skills. The learning never stops, and that is what makes this career so rewarding and dynamic. You will never be bored, and you will always be challenged to grow, both as a programmer and as a problem solver. So take that first step. Choose a language, find a resource, and write your first program. Build a small project, then build a bigger one. Share your work with the world. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is right now. The path ahead is challenging, but it is also incredibly fulfilling. You have the ability to learn, to grow, and to build amazing things. The digital world is waiting for your contribution. Welcome to the journey of becoming a software developer. You can do this.